Hi there. I wanted to show everyone on YouTube what you're doing.
Somebody wanted a barrel cut in half. So what was it?
Speak up.
What they want it for?
They're gonna use it for burning.
Oh, like a burning pit?
Yeah.
So we're gonna split one down the center.
So you can't get to like a garden center right now. They are changing things everywhere for this stay home, stay safe. And now they're enforcing a stay home, stay safe and closing garden centers and making it a violation of these essential businesses being open for them to open up their garden centers. So one of the things people can't do is burn their garbage or have like a fire pit at home. And a lot of the cities and municipalities, it is a violation of their city ordinance to have an open fire. So we've been getting calls for the used burning barrels, and a lot of people don't have the means to cut them open. And they're not very easy to cut open with a Sawzall, but it can be done. But cutting through the rim on a closed head drum, I can't imagine how much that would vibrate and bounce around. So yeah, he says it's a bugger, and we did it on a plastic barrel, and it was migrating all over the place. So he uses his torches, and this is acetylene.
Yeah, this is. We probably
and oxygen.
Yeah,
it's a combination.
Switch to propane. Everybody says it's cheaper and just about as good.
Well, a lot easier to get. I mean.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So this is just what you've always used, right?
What's that?
Big Rock. The acetylene.
Yeah, we just started hearing about propane that it's almost as fast but way cheaper.
Yeah.
Figured out how much cheaper. If it's cheaper, we need to be doing that.
Okay. Well, I saw on somebody else's video that they were doing some torching in an old barn, and they had a propane deal, and I'd never seen anything like that before. So if you use propane, let us know if it burns hotter or cleaner or
I guess
is
cooler,
longer.
Cooler but cheaper.
Okay. So this particular customer wanted it cut in half lengthwise. Now, if you had access to welding, you could tack weld on some angle iron and put legs on it and use it as a feeder, which a lot of people do that with 2x4s and plastic ones. But like my pigs, they would throw that around all over the place. So he's using this board as a straight edge.
I made a little mark.
Yeah, and he's got, is that like a welding crayon or
it's,
chalk?
I don't know if it's like chalk. It's harder than chalk.
It's real hard, it's kind of silverish.
Yeah, well, this one's white. I don't know. I don't really know what it is.
But it works good.
Torches don't work good, but...
No, we're using our Harbor Freight torches and our Harbor Freight cart, which I've mentioned about that before. It's just ridiculous. I was looking again online the other day for replacement wheels with tires on them or never flats. Cost more than what this whole cart cost at Harbor Freight. But within the first year, probably within the first 2 months, the rims bent. So I've got to find some replacements for them, maybe off an old bike. Wouldn't it have to be a single speed bike? Wouldn't it have to be a single speed bike so that it's all the same?
I don't
to have them match?
I'm just going to make metal wheels for it. I don't want tires. They're a constant problem.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, careful there. So, he's cutting the barrel like this for this lady for $25. To make a burning barrel, we cut out the top, put the holes in it like I've showed before, and we sell those for $20. We probably should be selling them for $25. A lot of people are. And then we sell a plain barrel as is with a quart of oil included for $10. So I was watching the news the other night, and they were talking about sanitation and the sanitation departments for different areas. Generally in our areas, most of the cities no longer offer it through the city, and it is through an outside source that is contracted in. Locally, I think we have Granger Waste Management. There's a couple smaller companies, and they've actually talked about, you know, your garbage being sanitized, sealed, taped off for the health and safety of the sanitation workers, and they have stopped like pop bottle pickup, but they're still doing recycling, it sounds like. And then all the recycling containers need to be cleaned. So if you can just burn your garbage or burn your yard waste, that's a lot easier to deal with. Now it sounds like a lot of people, they're home and they're like, oh, we'll just cancel the garbage pickup temporarily and do the garbage burning. Or they're on the other end of it where they're just kind of prepping for this whole situation if it is to prolong. How long would you say it takes us to fill a burning barrel with just no cleaning the ashes out?
They go for months.
Yeah, we probably do, you know, 3 barrels a year maybe. And the first fire you have, the color of the barrel does not matter. It burns off any oil on the inside. This is not like, you know, gasoline. It's tractor hydraulic fluid and motor oil, right? Some little people have come out. Are you?
That's a pretty good line, see?
Yeah.
Cool.
I would never be able to get one nearly straight.
Hey, don't you want to play jump rope? Do you just want to play with this rope sword? No, it'll be fun. You can get lots of stuff with that.
Personally, I don't think 6 feet for social distancing is quite enough. So we've been doing driveway pickup for all of our sales, hay and straw. You can see I got straw all over the place here. Gardening season is taking off. A lot of people who weren't gardening are gardening now. Some people are even wanting these barrels cut in half from top to bottom so they can use them as container gardening, which is really handy. So this is one of his burning barrels. He just goes around the top and he cuts it, and he learned a neat trick. He cuts a little notch out, and then he ends up with a lot less motor oil in here because he always drains them out and cleans them anyway. But he's putting all that into a container to collect for a waste oil furnace that he wants to add on in the shop at some point. Now these are the halves that I had in the shop that we used for like open grain storage. We just used them for that because they were left over. We used them to heat the orchard when we got a late frost a couple of years ago, and it worked perfect for that because he could throw a little fuel oil in it, he could throw a couple logs in it, and these work really great for fire pits since people can't get out to a garden center, or maybe they have less garbage and they don't want a full standing burning barrel. A lot of the cities and municipalities will allow you a fire pit, but they won't allow you a burning barrel. So this is a good get by. And then we're selling these for 10 also because they're cut in half. So do you like how it turned out?
Yeah. Kind of a pain, but...
Just because you got to take the time for a straight edge and stuff.
Yeah.
But, so tell me what you were talking about with the torches and sharp edges.
I've used sawzalls to make burn barrels, and the problem is they don't like to turn. They always try to run into the edge. You still end up using a torch to put the vent holes, because a burn barrel won't work good without vent holes. They just don't have enough air. So I just quit it after a few. I thought it might be a little cheaper to use a sawzall, but I think this is actually probably a cheaper way to do it, even with acetylene. And then a torch leaves no sharp edges. Everything is actually technically melted, and they're all round.
So you could easily use these as a feeder for small animals like goats and sheep. And
I don't think they'd last very long. Maybe a 300-gallon tank like this, 14 gauge. I don't know what gauge a barrel is, because now they're like half as thin as they used to be.
Well, people are using them for smokers with those Vogelzane stove kits, and I can't imagine they'd last more than a season.
They don't last long. The old barrels, I'd say, are double as thick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we've got some barrels like this that had different lubricants in them. What are the red ones?
So,
Shell Rotella.
so.
And they seem a lot heavier, and the dark blue ones are heavy. The bright blue and the black ones are all about the same. And he doesn't like to torch through those because they take forever, and he seems to always be cursing at the torches.
You might as well be doing something else.
Yeah.
These are just,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing to these.
Yep. So this is what we've got going and working on today. We're working on fuel tanks. These were all loaners that were out that are going back out again, and they needed a coat of paint. So that's what I'm doing while he's working on barrels. It's a nice sunny day. It's supposed to get up, they said, 54, 55, so it's a good time for painting.
Cold packer hitch too.
Yeah, he's got another project going on over there. So, yep. I haven't been able to film him doing that because I'm doing my other projects.
Well, go take a look at it. What we put together.
Oh, this video is about burning barrels, not about coal packers. This is our handiwork. So yeah, he made this plate for it. And the holes were totally wore out. So he's gonna tack weld that on there so that is not slopping all around.
No, we're gonna actually weld it.
Oh, you're gonna weld it
Yeah,
on.
we're gonna weld all around.
All the way around with a big heavy bead?
Yeah.
Probably a good idea.
This was
Gets a lot of
all bent
yanking.
up. This flat piece was up as high as this one over here, and then this one was even higher, so we took it in and straightened them,
Oh,
and now it'll be better.
thank you.
Good job, George.
Lots of jobs. Got another job to do with that welder. I got a bunch of crud on this one tank. I gotta, not welder, grinder. I gotta grind all this garbage off here. It got real crusty from having contact with the ground. And of course he's got his explosometer, and he's got a manifold that he made for pressure testing them. And we always know that they go out and never have to worry that he's gonna fill a tank later on and have it leak. Good
That's
customer
why
service.
I have to make a hook. Somebody lifted it rough or something.
Yeah, we broke the handle off of it and
We'll make one of them weld that on.
fix that. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. This tank has got a coat of that dark machine gray Rust-Oleum high performance paint, and this one is what it looked like beforehand. That's what I'm using. Smoke gray. I thought it was dark machine gray. I had a light also, but this is the same color I did that milk tank, and I liked how it turned out. The last one of these I used their galvanized paint that I used on those grain bins, and all the paint is stuck at the bottom of the can. I'm trying to see what it was. And then I had a gallon also, and it's total junk and separated. American Heartland oil-based aluminum paint. Don't buy it, it's really bad. I had an open gallon from the same project of the Rust-Oleum, and it was fine. So, see all my Rust-Oleum jobs I'm doing? They need to pay me some money. Wouldn't that be great? So Georgie says bye-bye, everybody. Mommy Milestone says bye-bye. It's time for lunch. We'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button also. Bye-bye.